Okay. I was left to navigate the system all by myself. On the bed with my paralyzed body. I experienced lots of racism while going through the hospital system here. I also experienced anti-black racism. Even what should I call it? Africanism, wickedness. There was just a lot of isms, as you would imagine. Lots of disrespect from hospital staff who saw me like I was lesser than a human being because I was bedridden. So, my dear, when nobody showed up for me, I was treated the way they wanted to treat me, like an abandoned person who has no family or any loved one. There was even a time in the hospital here, I fainted out of hunger. I was hungry. Because at that time, for 3 months, I was in the hospital, I never got a visitor. Nobody came to visit me. As I'm saying it, I feel like crying, but I'm not gonna cry. No. My roommates had friends, had families bring them flowers. Sometimes eat with them. I was just there day in and day out. Nobody came to knock my section of the hospital room to say, oh, I'm looking for AB. Nobody. I was totally abandoned. People were too busy with their life to spare one day in a month to check on me. And so one day I fainted. When I was being loaded with different medication, where they are still trying to just keep me going, I was weak. I'm not saying they don't give us food here. No, they give you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They even give you snacks. But the food I was getting was not culturally adequate for me. I grew up with eating spicy food, pepper. I never got that. So eating salads and eating just the kind of food they eat here for 3 months and going through the hospital system for 1 year, going through all that, it wasn't easy. I fainted because I couldn't get anybody to bring food for me. Even though I could raise money to buy food, nobody to get it for me. That's how abandoned I was and how I suffered. Again, from being a woman who takes her shower twice a day, my people, for 10 months, I only had bed bath. Bed baths because I was bedridden. And with my injury, with my disability, it wasn't time for me to even go under the shower. I was on the bed for 10 months without taking a proper bath, without shower. Folks, death is real. Oh yes, it is real. And your life could change in a matter of seconds. It could change. This that happened to me, it can happen to anybody. You can just wake up one day and then you find yourself in a situation where a situation you never envisaged. If anybody tells you this is going to happen to you, you will say, no, come on now. I'm healthy, I'm strong. From not taking medication for any illness, from not being sick, for I've never been to the hospital, like I said, to sleep for one night. I ended up in the hospital system for 1 good year. Okay? And then I had to learn how to do everything again. Anyways, in the rehab, I met some kind-hearted people. Yes, I met some kind-hearted people who helped me and who saw that I was alone. And then they decided to become my immediate family there. And I'm so grateful. So you see, there's still kind-hearted people in this world. When you think all roads are blocked, God is always putting somebody there to see you through. And they were nice enough to help me. They were supporting me with care and advocacy. I had to learn everything again. Everything you see me doing, even moving my hands right now, I still move it with a lot of constraint. But you see me moving it, you don't know. You know, I had to learn how to hold a cup like a little child again. I had to learn how to feed myself, because for almost 1 year I couldn't feed myself. Someone had to feed me. And I also have to learn how to sit down, I just absolutely learned everything all over again like a baby. Okay? But I thank God Almighty. I thank Jehovah, the miraculous God, because in His infinite mercy, I was able to come out of this. And then I was finally discharged after all this to go home and continue my healing through therapy. Right now, I'm currently able to do certain things. You know, people who are quadriplegic, some people are lucky enough to regain part of their ability, which I think God did that for me. I'm able to do certain things. And there are still certain things, a lot of things I still need support with. And I know that God is still healing me. He's taking His time and He's doing it in His own time. Okay? So, like I said, I can do certain things to the best of my capabilities. And what my disability permits me. But still not without support. Okay? It's all a process, people. And I'm patient with myself, knowing that God Almighty will perfect my healing at His appointed time. So just for me to be alive, I won the jackpot. Like I said, I am the redeemed of God. I am blessed. God have given me another opportunity to live. And I thank you all for taking the time to listen to this story. And I hope you've learned one or two things. God bless you all. Thank you.